tell her, baby, 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 I'm on fire. I tell her, baby, 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 I'm a fireball.
Hey guys, welcome back to Clash with Barndo. Tonight I'm going to start recording here. I'm going to have to do it in 3 parts as the wars are all over the place. Week 3, I think it is, for MLCW, Miners League Clan Wars, and we're looking here at Down Under versus the Little Death. Now you can see quite high percentages. This is the league minimum breakdown of 2 Town Hall 10s, 13 9s, 44 to 43. So both teams did well to clear the 9s. Both teams actually had their 9s, clear their 9s. I do think, actually, I should say Down Under used mincemeat on number 6. That was 1 hit down, but they actually did have 5 hit ups. So I don't know whether that was done strategically just to make sure they had a heap of opens. And it actually equated down to they had a massive amount of hits on their enemy's number 1. They did have like 5 or 6 attacks on that. And there was a big Town Hall 10v10 3-star. You can see here Dash hitting number 2. That was hit by first Mincemeat and then Dash, and I will show that replay. You see now the Town Hall 9 fresh hits were 7 to 6. So both teams did well. It's just with that 3-star, of course, from Down Under, absolutely amazing. You see 80-69% there, and it was a 74% from a Town Hall 9 on number 1, whereas the I think Dash hit that as well, and he came up with a 1-star. So it was just going for the 3-star, of course, effort. Now there was a couple of 6-packs from Down Under. Fuff and Snoop both hit 6, and the Little Death had 4 Town Hall 9s with 6-packs. Now you can see here, I've got it in 1 speed at the moment. You can see here the minions going down early. I love how the minions been used on the bottom of that Town Hall there. That's good to be able to knock out a whole heap of hit points so you don't have to worry about it later in the war. Now I love the hog draw there. The poisons worked mint, so that meant he could get in there and he actually doesn't end up having to use a rage as his items move out of range there. So the Queen moved out of range of those cannons, meaning she gets healed up and he saves it. There was an interesting strat here. It was the Town Hall 10s obviously did talk to each other because they've gone in with a go the second phase. It's a bit of a Town Hall 9 army they use it. They've converted into 10 as well. Problem being is that those Valks, they've gone well in front and end up dying, and still clears through there. There was 3 giant bombs on that first Inferno. The other 2 giant bombs are on the remaining Inferno, and you can just see there 2 minions used up top there. That's where he's won it. So to be able to get through there, just to have those little bits of units that are there to be able to swing around is just amazing. Inferno last one down, so well done Dash. It's always fun getting your Town Hall 10 vs 10 3-stars. We work hard for them in all leagues, and it's awesome to get them come through. So does that look like a monkey to anyone else, or is that just Barndo? There's eyes, there's ears. Now we see here going the Witch Slap. This is Dord. Interesting stat from the Town Hall 9s was there was just the 2 guys with 6-packs, but then another 7 Town Hall 9s combined to get the bases down. So very spread out war. What I liked about this is actually an anti-witch slap base. You see here the mortars, Tesla's outside to try to then trickle them into a outside giant bomb. You see that Golem hits that giant bomb though, goes through the middle. Double jump. Old Jimmy Bob runs through the middle there. He cops a beating pretty early and he's out of it. But that acts as the tank. The Golem did sort of walk, so that meant the Golem's there soaking up those healers, and it just meant those witches struggled a bit. So that Golem had gone through midfield, it would have looked a lot better this map. You see the cannon up top there is working down those witches, but again the Tesla's on the outside. Mortar, and there'll be a giant bomb in there as well. So it's a bit of a common strat. I'm sure that looks like a monkey. It's either that or Bart Simpson. So yeah, great hit from Dord. And yeah, thank you mother for the rabbits. Fresh hit 3-star. Just the one base they had trouble with. So it was a good war all round. They're getting pumped. And I know from starting early in these kinds of wars, it takes a bit of time to find your mojo, and you've got to go through the wins and losses and all those kinds of things. It takes time. Now I'm showing here Snoop Pigeon. He had the 6-pack as well. Golla Loon, it's a bit of a raid that sort of, when they did the loon change, got massive, and then it's kind of died off as people have gone to things like witch slaps and back to mass hogs and all those kinds of things. So you can see he shattered Golla Loon. Queen does a bit of damage there early, so he is losing that one complete golem before he sort of gets in the middle. So a bit late on that poison, but he wanted to make sure he had that for that clan castle coming out, and not chew it out too early. So you see there the bowlers walked a couple on the side there. Didn't really make much of a difference though, as those air defences are right next to each other. So two hounds, they go in there, and you just see this queen down the bottom here. She is working hard. Picks up another wizard tower, does a bit of tanking for a little bit as well, and then pops the ability, and it's all out. Thank you, mother, for the rabbits. Another fresh 3. So great raid, great war. Snoop, I think his other 3 was a re-hit. Did miss the corner up there. Old Trixie over there, but yeah, great raid, mate. Yeah, 2 golems, 2 hounds. You might say I was a little bit flat. I had a big night out on the piss last night. We had a mate's wedding. Had to ride 400 kilometres on the old motorbike for it, but it was a really, really good fun. Now I'm going to show another witch slap here. What I loved about this was you can see the earthquake set. So the reason you managed to be able to get that was because it was just the 6 bases. So you see that was a really good pickup, because that means everything's going to push through the middle. It's going to go in there. And earthquake sets, they don't get used as often as what I think they should. I do love it when possible, but they're guaranteed. Anyone that tries to do queen walks will know how bloody hard it is to get a queen to take a jump, whereas things like earthquake sets are really, really good options. You see in goes the golem, plenty of witches to go through the middle, healers on the south. One healer over on the side here did take a heat seeker. I noticed that earlier, and that did sort of push that flank there, so that meant that other healer was going to go and work on the middle group. Bit of a stutter there, but you see the outside mortars, the outside giant bombs, and still nothing stopped this witch slap. So giant to get through the middle there, queen still up. Jimmy Bob's copped it, he's bitten the bullet, but you see now queen pops her ability, so she manages to get the last of skillies down, cops it to the cannon in the end, but it's all over from there. So there's still the bloody golems at full health over there, and yeah, all over Red Rover. So great war from down under. That's 2 in a row for them. They're the first result for the ACA to finish for week 3. And yeah, so well done. I'll pause here and go into the next one. Okay, and the second war for week 3 for the ACA, WootWoot versus the Legacy. These guys have played each other before a couple of times. Balls to the walls finish 43 to 43. You see the percentage about 2.5% different. 213 breakdown, and it came right down to the very, very finish. You see there, 1 minute left. Old Wanna Dick, that's me, 75% 2-star and number 2. What was funny was it was a a donut, and I sort of had a bit of a chuckle and a laugh at the start of the war, and I thought, oh yeah, no dramas, but it actually ate one of our Town Hall 10 hits. Now, we did have all 9v9s from both sides, WootWoot and Legacy, both improving on their Town Hall 9 levels. Awesome to see. Now there was 4 hit-ups to 3, so we not only cleared the 9s, but we also all had opens. So both sets of bases were open, and you can see here number 1 and 2, they've both gone for the 3-star raids in the end on bases. Couldn't get one dick down, and struggled with Goo as well there. They lost a healer on one of the walks, but 77 for the second one. So you can see we did have some 6-packs from E.T., Josie, Gundiver and Fly. Gundiver myself, E.T., Josie. Yeah, solid war. We see some 6-packs here, do we? Who's that there? Frank the Tank? No, it wasn't Frankie. Cos, Marbarian and Ragnar. So let's have a look at some of the repays. Where are we? Now I'll show this here. I do try and not harp on about previous videos, but this is a video I did recently where I've done the old stink finger, and this was a great base that you sort of picked up through it. Now you can see I've used a loon down the bottom here. That's to test what's in the clan castle. Free draw clan castle, like I tell people, you've got to be aware, utilise, smash that out. And it's a had a hound in there, and I sort of laughed and giggled and thought, ha ha ha, in goes the old Gollum, in goes the Royals. Jimmy, Bob, Queen, they're going to get some work here and just bust out the old stink finger. Down they go, the hogs. Poison and Skelly on the enemy Queen. She's getting a bit of a touch up. Hogs run through, and you're basically just following your heels through there. You're going to lose some hogs that are going to split from the main packs. You see from the top there, I used that clan castle. That was to help protect the Royals and keep pushing them through. And you can see there's still quite a few hogs left at the end there, something like 10. You can see there's plenty of clean-up troops down. Both Royals still alive. Queen still with an ability. An absolutely basic base to get through. So I do try and show these. Sometimes, it's these spam armies. But still, if the base is going to get smashed with it, you do it. It's also a good army to be able to hit with. If you stuff it up, you map it out for the next person. So we see here the next one I'm showing is from ET. And this is a stoned go hobo with a earthquake set. Bit of a risky raid done, sometimes depending on what the clan castle's got. Now, what's interesting about the clan castle in this, you see, he's gone in there to draw the clan castle down. The clan castle comes down to where his group's starting, so he doesn't have to worry about the drawing in the midfield and having to stress about that. So brilliant use of that there. Gets that out, gets that rage going. All his golems are in control there. Now he's able to get to about 60-70% of that base with the way he's earthquaked up. Throws out his hogs. Because of his spell sets, that means he gets 2 heals to go with his group with a rage. So for his kill squad. And you can see there's just a massive amount of hogs left there. King's dead, Jimmy's down. Long live the king. But you can see he's got his queen, pops his ability there, shitloads of hogs. It's a 3-star. Thank you, mother, for the rabbits. Great hit. Love to see him. It's good to see these raids. This is a raid that I did ages ago, and you've moved on to different styles, but he still smashes out these 3s, and because people are trying to defend versus things like witch spams and all that kind of stuff, the old witch slap. That's what we're going to be looking at here, is a witch slap from Meth. Now I've only seen it once. 12 witches, so he's chosen to take giants instead of the centre tanker. So out come the witches for the flanks. Now I don't know if there's Teslas. These are all fresh hits. So you see a giant bomb on the outside there. The unfortunate thing about that is sometimes trying to trick for the witch slap is it actually doesn't work, backfires, and they've lost a giant bomb out of a better position. So nothing really tagging that bomb on, and you can see there that it got drawn out just from a giant at the start. So another hound in clan castle. These guys did use quite a few hounds. Second clan for the weekend I've seen where they've used a lot of clans in Town Hall 9. Not really good for a first trick sometimes, but as a re-hit, it's a weakness to me. As far as I see it, it's a baseline weakness. It doesn't really give it a strong re-hit option as a defender. So you can see there, lost his top flank, but he's got his queen left in midfield. She's still got an ability. The archer tower is busy there, which is nice. Keeps hold of his ability. So there he's managed to go in there and get that bomb tower, the wizard tower, pop up for the queen, so the archer tower, but doesn't need it in the end. So you see that's a success sometimes with, it's not a raid you can really reciprocate and make it again, but a lot of the time your healers go on if you lose your flank units, and those healers are giving you a boost right there. It hit his queen, 2 healers. It was enough to keep that up and get all that midfield. So well, the last one I'm going to show here is from Fly. Fly had the big 6-pack, had one fresh, and then had one clean up. She did the old stink finger as well. So double loon dropped down there. Maybe could have got away with one, but I do like it. If there was a trap there, it would have meant one loon would have dropped and wouldn't have got it in the end. So that was a good choice there. Now it's a stoned Gobo Lalo, just the one hound, and you can see their slightly lower base defense. It's probably going to be something like a 67k. Jump, rage, heal for the kill squad. Now they run around, they get the enemy queen. Golems are still tanking and taking a shitload of damage. That's awesome. Queen says, nah, stuff you on, I'm just going to shoot this wall. And that's where he starts his golems now. I love the haste into that first air defense. That means it's not putting huge pressure onto the hound. because if you had have dropped that in, the hound would have been dead in no time. So that's worked really well. You can see now the Queen, she's been tanking that Archer Tower for a good amount of time. And that's it, hound's still alive, has that last taste to get through that Tesla farm. It's a really, really great base read. 6-pack war, she got a little bit out of her comfort zone and did the old stink finger on a re-hit and smashed that one too. So, yeah, great war from WootWoot. Really exciting finish. When it comes down to the last hit for any war, you know it's been a bloody good war. So, anyone could have won. Great war from Legacy. Good to see back after season 2. So, yeah, let's pause here and we'll get into the next one. Okay, so the last war, I've come over to Hide Goons. And where are we? Let's have a look. It was Hide Goons versus Red Rhinos. You can see they got a bit of rumpy-pumpy there, 36-43. Now they copped a bit of a shellacking. And it's one of those things you cop these defeats. We copped one not long ago with AA versus North Awakens. It happens. It's about getting back from there. You can see Red Rhinos didn't go anything over the top. They just got the 2 sort of lowish percentage, 2 stars on there, but knocked out all of their bases. What was funny was one of the bases from, where are we, from Hide Goons took 8 attacks. So they struggled on all bar that base pretty much. It was 3 fresh hit, 3 stars to 10. So Red Rhinos really, really well done with their 9s there. You can see 8 on mark. So otherwise, lots of fresh hits. That's allowed them... That's allowed them 1, 2, 3 hits on the Town Hall 10s. So they've done opens, managed to run some strats. Nothing really special there. They did use 1 hit down, and I think Hide Goons used 2 hit downs. So, yeah, it just struggled to get onto their bases and get them down. You see, there wasn't a huge amount. There was that number 13 there, took 5, didn't get 3-starred. There wasn't a huge amount on the rest of the bases. It's just there was... 7 Town Hall 9s were left over. So let's have a quick look at the bases. There was the 3 fresh hits. I'll show all 3. Now, there was a couple of things I noticed. I tried to watch through some of the attacks and couldn't pick up complete faults, but we see here Vasto Lord. You can see I've just added a picture to here. I've just new thing for my editor, trialling it out. Now, Vasto Lord's gone in with a stoned Gobo Lalo. 3 golems, 1 hound. It was a solid hit. Now, there was something I noticed once you get part way into the race of it. So, a good setup. So, he did the herding quite well. Managed to get both his heroes in there. 20 level Jimmy Bob, level 30 Queen. So, gets through there, goes through the middle well, uses his spells good, goes into a second rage. Now, that allows Jimmy Bob to go over and give the Queen a how you going. Now, what was interesting here, this is where I'll slow it down. This is where I've sort of picked up. He's got that Archer Tower shooting at these golems. He's got his Queen down the bottom walking around here with 1 bowler, and that's it. But he uses his hound, throws his hound in at the top there. I think that was a missed sight. He's hit the 3-star anyway, but these are the kinds of things you've got to look at. Even with a 3-star hit, what did you do wrong? Now, he's done that there, and obviously the hound could actually be picking up heat-seeking traps. So that means you're going to take a huge chunk of life off the hound for no need. That's one of the reasons. And the Queen, she comes around the bottom here and she's going to get a bit of a touch-up. This is where I would have used the hound. It's over in this direction here. You had 2 Archer Towers and a Wizard Tower. You could have used the Wizard Tower to soak with the hound and then put the loons. You could have gone 2, 2, 2, and that would have been a lot cleaner. Would have kept your Queen alive. He comes away with the 3-star anyway. Still got a spell left. But we've got to start looking at these attacks, and people need to sort of see what could you have done better. And then when you're getting into these wars, it means more of your 3-stars are going to start getting analysed. So lucky pop at the end there. But otherwise, that was a good plan. Just those kinds of things that happen in the heat of the moment. You've got to change your attack strategy. That's how you get your fresh hits a lot more often, is being able to swing when your strategy changes. So we see here Layla's hitting number 8. Again, fresh hit. Now, what I liked about this was used a unit to try to draw the clan castle into a queen walk. Then it was a shattered Gobo with a hog tail, so Gobo Ho. Uses 2 hogs. Could you have used 1 giant instead and got it all? Yes, probably. So it's probably a bit of a miss sight. So it's 10 unit spaces versus 5. Wherever you can save these things. Had to use ability because the poison ran low, because it was a split draw CC. So that was good, but then really should have popped into a rage just that touch earlier to prep up there. Came very close to losing the queen without the ability. But now the queen's going to go counterclockwise. Does that well. Unfortunately loses a golem to the side, mortar there, but still has one golem go through the midfield. Jimmy Bob's going to come in. He's going to have bowler support, get through the midfield there. Now, like here, he's going to start the hogging. So you see that Archer Tower is shooting the golemites and uses that up quite well. Just has the one heal in the bag. Doesn't really need it in the end. Wasn't desperately needed. It was a good walk. The Queen got a lot of value out of that. Yeah, using that advantage where the clan castle's easy to draw. Took that advantage. What's that? A Tesla nut? Builder's hut. Uses that advantage into his walk and smashed it. So that's what it's all about. So great raid, Layla. I said he, I'm not actually too sure. We've got women thrown around the ACA and all the clans. We'll have a look at Butters. This was a good assessment too. I like this one. Now, it's a very similar army, so I don't know if this is one of the Goons sort of armies that they like to use, but you can see it's a Queen Walk with a shattered Gobo Ho. Now, it starts the Queen Walk from 12. Not too sure if the Queen Walk went exactly how he wanted, but you can see with the wizard funneling on the right-hand side there that it looked like that was the aim. So pushes it around. What I liked about this was there's just wizard towers here. So they're not going to put any major pressure on your Queen Walk, but then uses that golem. So that golem is tanking the Queen, tanking the two defences. Use that golem to take out that Queen. So there's no pressure, didn't need to use any spells, and that does work out later. So you see he walks in there, joins up the walk to his kill squad. Queen dies. Use that poison. Lucky to get a wizard in there to take out that baby. Now you see the hogs come out, split the hogs up, but uses the old skelly spell on enemy king, and that does a treat. He's like, yeah, nah, don't know what to hit. And yeah, uses all those hogs up well. Should pop that heal at the end there. Any outside giant bombs didn't see. So those healers still going on. Jimmy Bob, he's going through. Not a lot of cleanup. Reliant on the hogs doing the cleanup there, but it was a good walk. I like the walk in principle, and how it joined up to the kill squad. It was just unfortunate to lose the Queen there. But yeah, so Hired Goons took a pretty hard loss to Red Rhino. Just a standard breakdown for all three ACA clans this week. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and clash on.
Will you do the fandango?